welcome to my channel. So I'm back with another story time, and yes, it's a story time. This story is a little embarrassing, so please, I'm gonna start now. If you're a family member, if you're my family member, please do not watch this video. But please, just if you're a family member, just skip it, por favor. Thank you. Okay, well, anyways, I'm just gonna get right to it. I am gonna be drinking throughout my video, and it's gonna be a soju. Okay, I had this in the fridge. I was like, I'm just gonna take little sips of it. This is the pomegranate flavor, and it looks like this. So if you want to drink with me or anything you guys want, go get them and let's get started. Salud. So, yes, this is a story time, and this is a very kind of embarrassing story. Okay, please do not judge me. I was super young and dumb, so todavía, pero back then more, okay? Yeah, just don't judge your girl. Just listen to the story and maybe learn something, okay? Please. This story is basically like a date gone wrong, also like me getting caught. Girl, it's a lot of things, so let's just get started. Okay, so this story takes place. I've always mentioned that I've been to two different high schools. So this one is going to be the time when I was already in my second high school. One day, actually one night, a guy ended up calling me. It was like 1 in the morning, and he calls me. This guy is from the first high school, okay? So this guy ends up calling me, and yeah, like I pick up and we start talking, and of course, all of the guys, okay, at that time, you know what they want. So he starts with hey, let's meet, like, let's hang out. And I'm like, you kidding me? It's like 1 in the morning. Why? And he's like, no, like I just want to see you, and like it's been a while, it's like gay, right? And I tell him like, no, like they're not gonna let me out. It's 1 in the morning. Like, no, like I can't. And girl, he keeps insisting and insisting for me to go out, and I tell him, look, I'll make you a deal. I can go out tonight, but I could go out another day. He ends up agreeing, he ends up like saying, okay, like that's fine. And that's it. We end up like hanging up, and that was a call, right? Well, weeks later, I made plans with my friends and we were gonna go out, but all of a sudden, I don't remember why, one of my friends they canceled on us, okay? Like all of them canceled on me, so I had nothing to do. And I really wanted to go out, so I ended up calling that guy, right? So I call him and I'm like, hey, like, what are you doing? He tells me, well, actually, I'm in your side of town and I'm free. Like, I'm actually at a specific water park. If you know, if you're from El Paso, you know, okay? But basically, we're done. Like, they're gonna close the water park, so I'm free and tell him, oh, okay, like, so you want me to go pick you up? And he tells me, yeah, like, can you come pick me up? And I was like, sure. Girl, at that time, I was like maybe 19 or 20 years old. I was super young, and I didn't have cars, so I would ask my grandparents, like, hey, can you lend me the car? And back then, they were like very iffy about it. They didn't really like lending me the car, so somehow, some way, I end up getting the car, the van, and driving all the way to this water park. So, girl, I get there and I call him. I'm like, hey, I'm here. And then we end up meeting up and he gets in the van, right? So at this point, we're just there talking and he tells me, like, hey, like, what do you want to do? And I was like, I don't know, like, whatever you want. Like, somewhere here, like somewhere close, something that we could do that is close around here. So we ended up saying, like, hey, like, let's go to the mall. And he was like, yeah, sure, like, let's go. So, girl, we go to the mall, we get there, and then we start walking around. And then this guy, we had classes together, but this was like the first time hanging out together. And so he ends up holding my hand, and the whole time that we were at the mall, he was holding my hand, and it just felt so weird, okay? But anyways, he ends up getting hungry because he tells me like, "Hey, have you ate?" And I tell him no, like not yet. Have you? And he's like, "No, I'm kind of hungry." And so we're like, "Okay, like where do you want to go?" And he's like, "Wherever you want." So we end up going to Panda Express. And girl, like I'm not saying it's like super expensive because it's not, but back then for me, that was kind of pricey, okay? Well, anyways, we get there and I get my food, he gets his food, and when we're about to pay, he does not pull out his wallet. He does not like, he just stays there, right? And he kind of looks at me and I'm like, oh, like, you want me to pay? And he's like, yes, can you pay, please? And I'm like, okay. So I take out some money, I give it to the employee, and he charged me whatever, and he gives me $5 back. Okay, keep in mind that's very, very important. So he gives me $5 back. I put it in my wallet, and girl, like we start eating, we start talking. It was kind of boring. I mean, we were just eating basically. We weren't having like really deep conversations or anything like that. And that's it. Once we're done, he tells me, "Hey, do you think that you could take me home?" He lived 45 minutes away from where I lived. Okay, that's pretty far. And not just that, there was not a lot of gas in the tank. It was less than half, so like three-fourths. It was a little bit, I remember. And so when he asked me this, I was like, do you think like someone else could pick you up? And he tells me no, like everybody left already from the water park and they're at the house. And I was like, really? Like, are you sure it's still early? And he's like, no, like no one is at the water park. Everybody is at the house already. And so I was like, okay, I felt really, really bad. Okay, I felt super bad that I was like, okay, I'll take you home. And so we get in the car and we go to his house. 45 minutes later, we arrive at his house. Girl, tell me why I'm so stupid. There was no one there. Everybody was still out. There was no one in his house. So when we get there, I was like, where's your family? And they're like, he's like, oh, maybe they're not here yet. And I was like, okay, like kind of annoyed because he told me que no había nadie. Y yo de mensa, I was like, alright. So, anyways, we end up going up his room again. Red flag number 50, do not go to his room. But I end up going to his room, and girl, we end up making out at this point, okay? So we're making out, and he kind of throws me on the bed, and then he gets on top of me. Girl, at this point, we were fully clothed. Okay, that's why it's so cringy to me. We were fully clothed. Okay, we were, yes, on top of each other, but completely with our clothes on. But, anyways, we're kissing, and then all of a sudden, he ends up grinding on me. Okay, with clothes on. Fully grinding on top of me when all of a sudden we hear the door opens, right? And when the door opens, like I immediately get so red, and the guy he like looks up and he yells something, right? And when I kind of peep my head like that, I noticed that it was his little brother. So I guess his family just got home, right? and they share rooms or something. And his little brother got there and he opened the door and he completely saw us, like kissing on top of each other. And girl, it was so embarrassing. But when that happened, I was like, I have to leave. I have to go, right? Okay, hold up. So, girl, I end up telling him, you know what, I really need to go. What happened with your little brother kind of like turned off for me, okay? I'm just like, no, like I need to go home. So I ended up grabbing my bag and heading downstairs. And of course, the mom was there, the dad was there, and I had to say hi, okay? Like I was raised in a Mexican household. Like you say hi to everybody, even if you don't know them. You have to say hi, hola, ¿cómo está? Bien, okay, bye. Like that's it. But you have to say hi. So, like, I said hi. He introduced me to his mom, to his dad. And then, he's all, yeah, like, she's my friend and whatever. I was like, okay, well, bye. I have to go. And so I left, like, I booked it like that. And I got to the car. I turned on the car anger. It was almost on empty. And I was like, how am I gonna get to my house, right? So I end up driving. There was a gasoline station there, and this was before inflation. So thank God the prices weren't that bad. So with $5, like, o sea, sí subió la needle, like at least it gave me something, right? So I ended up getting some gas and going home. Well, girl, if you know me, you know that I suck at driving. I suck at directions. I am not good with directions at all, okay? Literally, I just know how to get to my grandma's house, my house, and my job. Like, that's it. Anywhere else, I get so lost. And especially back then, like, I barely started driving. So, girl, it was so bad. So, I ended up driving and took a wrong turn and I got lost completely, okay? And girl, I had no gas. I was literally running in fumes, okay? So I had no gas, I had no nothing. But girl, somehow I remembered where I was. I made another turn and I got to my house. Muy apenitas, pero I did it, right? So, anyways, I was like, once I got home, I was like, what happened? Like this guy, like I just can't. It just gave me the ick. I was so embarrassed that we got caught making out and grinding. Like, girl, like I was like, I can't show my face anymore, right? So he calls me a few times and I just don't answer him. I don't pick up at all. I want to say like years later, something pops up in my Facebook and I end up a picture. I see a picture of him and a girl and a baby. So, girl, like he got another girl pregnant within like a year of like what happened between us, and he got a girl pregnant. And I mean, I'm guessing they're happy, which that's a good thing. I am so happy if like they're happy, but like that is the last thing that I know about him, was that he ended up moving on and having a baby, and like he's happy, and that's great. But girl, like after that, I completely ghosted him. I just stopped talking to him because that was just so embarrassing to me. I just couldn't like face his family anymore, that I just completely cut it off. And he's happy now, and I'm happy. So that's a win-win. But yeah, that's basically the story. That is like one of the worst dates that I've been on. And yeah, I hope you enjoy the story. Thank you so much for watching me. The next video is going to be a Dollar Tree video. I've noticed you guys like those videos, so I'm going to keep making more of those. I just have to go buy some more stuff from the Dollar Tree. But yeah, I hope you like this video. Please subscribe to my channel, please like this video, and yeah, thank you so much for all the love that I'm receiving. It's a little bit, but I am so blessed anyways. But thank you so much for everything, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.